Listen to that, a recording from 75 years ago that would have never been heard if not for a lucky find by a West Sacramento man and his grandfather's attic. The records were made by his grandfather, in fact, who was part of an Army band that played for troops while serving in the Pacific.
CBS 13's Ryan Hill with how the grandson plans to fine-tune and preserve a piece of history.
You could find a lot of forgotten things in an attic, but Jason Burt's entire family had been searching for the treasure found in the attic of his grandparents' garage.
They came across my grandpa's World War II records. He was in an Army band, and they recorded an album during the war out in the Philippines.
Jason and his family hadn't seen the records since the 80s. This history buff and teacher used a friend's record player to see if the decades-old records still worked when the needle touched the vinyl.
It was the most amazing feeling because it's just a piece of history. It's 75 years old. You don't expect it to work 75 years later. I mean, these guys were in a war zone when they were recording themselves in a performance tent.
His grandfather, who attended Juilliard, recorded 2 of his own songs onto tape years ago. Now Jason's doing the same thing for all of the records that were lost to time, with a modern twist.
I started contacting Grammy-winning sound engineers to see if they're interested in updating it, and modernizing it, and digitalizing it.
Jason is now working with the studio in Burbank to record the album at the end of the month.
You never hear about the band during the war, and what those guys did. Their role in the war was to make people feel like they were a little closer to home.
This grandson's goal is hitting all of the right notes, preserving history for all to hear, and something else that's major for this family.
To be able to take that family legacy and do something with it makes me really proud.
But he'd be pretty excited about everything, and I think proud of his music.
Well, Burt says it'll take 3 days to record the album, and he's working with the National World War II Museum in New Orleans to release it on Veterans Day.
Oh, great story, Ryan. Something about that sound, that grainy, scratchy,
Sure, yeah.
days long gone by, that's for sure, right?